Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm super excited. We're gonna go through and do a full face of products, old products that I love. So everything I have here has been out for a while. I always try new products, but I seem to always come back to these products. So be sure to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified when I upload. And yeah, let's just relax and get started. Okay, so first we're gonna start with the brows, like I always do. Today I'm going to be using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Right here. And this is in the shade Espresso. So, let me move my mirror, it's out of the way. Oh, something. Okay, so as you all have seen me do before, I'm just gonna spoolie my brows up. And I'm just going to outline, starting at the bottom. And to the top. To do the other side the same way. It's always weird because sometimes my brows take me 5 minutes and sometimes they take me 30 minutes. So I still haven't gotten to the point where they consistently take me the same amount of time every time that I do them. But each day I do get better at it, so that's all I can ask for. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Tan Neutral. So I'm going to take my concealer and I'm going to carve out my brows. Okay, so I'm going to take some concealer. I just put it on the back of my hand, like that. And I take my brush and I sculpt them out. And then do the other side. So next, I'm going to take my my NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer. I'm going to put this on my lids. This is in the shade, I'm pretty sure it's transparent. So it doesn't really give you any coverage or anything. So I'm going to just blend that in with my fingers. I'm going to take my e.l.f. eye tapes because I am going to do a wing. I am going to do a wing today. So I'm not very good at wings without some kind of base. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to place them how I would want my wing. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. So I'm going to use this right here. So I'm going to use this. And I'm going to go into this shade down here called Ginger. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush. And I'll pop that in the crease. And since I have my eye tape right here, I can blow it out to the side, because once I take this off, it's going to be a pretty precise, sharp line, which is what we're going for with this look. Just add a little bit more. Same thing on the other side. I'm just looking, and normally I don't sculpt out my brows, but I always forget how good they look when I do it. So now I'm going to go into the shade Edges. This shade right here. And I'm taking that same brush, which is my Morphe R37 brush. I'm taking that same brush. A little bit lower. Just a little bit more. The shade's a little bit more red tone, like a burnt red. Do the same thing on the other side. And this palette has a lot of fallout, so I always make sure I tap off the excess. Just because you'd rather go in with a little bit of shadow and build it up, as opposed to going in with too much, because then you can always add more. Alright, and then I'm going to take a brush with no additional product on it, and I'm just going to make sure there are no harsh edges, make sure everything's blended in smoothly. So now I'm going to take a packer brush. This is the ColourPop E18 brush. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to go into the shade Wigglies. I'm going to go into this red shade right here. This shade is beautiful. And I'm going to do like I always do, and I'm going to take my spray and I'm just going to spray my brush. Ooh, look at that shade. Shade is beautiful. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Spray my brush. Yeah, I forgot how much I loved this palette. So now I'm going to take, again, another brush with no additional product. Just make sure I smooth out the edges so there are no harsh lines. So I'm gonna put on mascara. Well, actually, I'm gonna do my wing first. So I'm gonna use my Ciate Fierce Flicks liner. So I'm gonna use this, very, very black. I don't know if you can see that, but that's very black. And we're gonna do a wing. Side. Okay. So I'm going to take the eye tapes off. And now I'm gonna put on a coat of mascara. I'm gonna use my, I didn't do this on purpose. I'm gonna use my Ciate triple shot triple XL mascara. So. Yeah, there we go. And I am gonna put on falsies, but of course this is just to blend, make sure my lashes can blend with the, okay. And for lashes, I am going to use my Ardell Ardell foaming lashes. I'm gonna use these. Okay, so while my lashes dry, I'm going to go in with my Hydro Grip primer and I'm going to prime my face. For those of you who don't know, my skin over the years has gotten really dry, so I need a really hydrating primer. And this one's really good. And this one's, if you can see it, it's very tacky, so it does good at gripping your foundation. All right, I'm gonna put my lashes on and I'll be right back. Okay, so lashes are on, and for foundation, I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and I'm in the shade 330. So this is what I'm doing. been using my Juvia's Place foundation, so I forgot how much. I love this foundation and just how pretty it looks on the skin. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my, of course, if you know me, I'm gonna go in with my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Next, I'm going to go back in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And I'm just going to use the flat side of my sponge. And I'll have everything linked down below. So if you want to check it out, you can. Now I don't know if this concealer is really 16-hour wear. I've never worn my makeup for 16 hours. But I would say at the most, I've worn it 10, and it does a really good job staying in place. It doesn't crease. And for me, it blends right into any foundation that I've used it with. It's blended right in and done really good with. Okay, so now I'm going to set my face. I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier loose setting powder and translucent. I'm going to just tap off some in the top. And I always, before I put my powder on, I make sure I get out any creases that I may have already gotten once I put the concealer on. And just set underneath. Since my skin is really dry, I never bake. So I usually just put it down and swipe it away. And now I'm going to take my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush, and I'm going to set the rest of my face. Next, I'm going to go in with bronzer, and I got this. This is my Lovecraft Beauty bronzer palette, and I got this in a Ipsy bag. And I'm gonna go in with this shade right here on the end. And this is a very warm tone bronzer. So I'm going to take a fluffier brush and bronze the rest of my face. down my neck. Give me a little something. Okay, and next I'm going to go in with my NARS Orgasm blush. Of course, everybody knows about this blush. Well, if you don't know, you know the same. And I'm gonna go in with this. Put this on my cheeks. I love this blush. Of course I'm gonna say that about all these products because of course I love all these products. They are my old favorites for a reason. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'm weird about leaving the little plastic pieces in the, I don't know why I do that, because it's just, they end up falling out anyways, but I like to leave them in there. I guess I don't know, it feels like it keeps my products new, even though they're not. And now for highlight, I'm gonna go in with my Catrice 3D Glow Highlighter in the shade Warm Embrace, and it looks like this. I'm gonna take one of my brushes I got in my Ipsy bag. I think this is this is a SL Miss Glam brush. Ooh. Overdo it with a highlight, but I wouldn't be me if I did. Okay, and of course I'm gonna take my sponge and just blend that out a little bit. So it's not so. I'm gonna take a little bit down my nose. Go. You know, I already know what I'm gonna say. I love that highlight. Alright, so now I'm going to go back into my Jackie Aina palette, and we're gonna work on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go in with, first we're gonna go in with Credit. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm just gonna place that. Sides. And then I'm gonna go in with Big Wig. So I'm gonna go in with this purple shade right here, Big Wig. And blend out. Then I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner and on my brow bone. See, that just gives it a little pop. So pretty. And actually, I'm not gonna put that one on my brow bone. I go in with Salil. I hope I'm not butchering that, but this top shade right here and brow bone. Yeah, see how pretty that is. It's really pretty. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to do my mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm gonna take my It Cosmetic, my Tight Line mascara, and this just works easier for me because if you see how it's really tiny, so it works at getting on my lower lashes really well. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil, and this is in this shade Perversion, excuse me. Yes, Perversion. You know, it's like, mine is like really small now because I use it so much, and it's just so black. Okay, and now for lips, I'm going to go in with my Milani Color Statement lip liner in All Natural. Put this on. Top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty lipstick in matte lipstick in Joyride. And I literally I don't have that much left. And on top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. These smell so good. It smells like candy. And now I'm going to give my face one final spray. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Setting Spray. I just have to spray. Okay. And And that's it. This is the finished look. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite products are to use, and also let me know what you would like to see me film next. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I won't make it easy for you now.